a government, I'm talking about the US now, that in 2000, we had an $8 trillion deficit. And today we have a $33 trillion deficit. So the deficit's grown by more than $1 trillion each year over the last 23 years. That is highly inflationary. The balance sheet of the Federal Reserve is highly inflationary. And so all these different measures are much more structural, much more difficult. So as a result of that, interest rates are going to remain higher. Opportunities for investors are going to be able to be very patient. You could do nothing and enjoy a positive return.
All right, so are you expecting a hard landing or a soft landing in the United States, or you just can't project?
We will not see a hard or a soft landing in 2024. The amount of fiscal stimulus that is just entering the economy, which is very inflationary. The CHIPS Act, the IRA, and the Infrastructure Act, about $970 billion. The largest peacetime, non-pandemic moment of fiscal stimulus. At the same time, our central bank is trying to arrest the economy. And so that's just hitting the J curve. And you see in labor settlements right now what's going on, and labor talk, 25% increases in wages. So I don't see a problem, but I do believe the Federal Reserve is going to have to raise rates higher, which probably will mean by 25 we may have a soft, we may have a hard landing. That is the only way I see how we're going to be arresting this, but I don't expect it anytime soon. I think the power of the economy, the power of the consumer that Jamie talked about a lot, is giving me comfort that the economy is fine. Obviously, other parts of the world, the European economy is facing much more severe headwinds. And the one thing that I would say about the U.S. economy, we have a spectacular capital markets. We have the greatest capital markets in the world. Every country is trying to build their own capital markets. I had many conversations yesterday about how the kingdom is trying to raise its capital markets. In our capital markets, we have the most unique mortgage market. 98% of all mortgages are fixed, 30-year fixed. So the transmission of high rates in the U.S. economy just takes much longer to impact the economy. And so that transmission is not being impacted as fast as the transmission of higher rates in other parts of the world. That's in Europe, where they have more 5-year fixed and floating, especially in the UK. You see the transmission of higher rates impacting economies faster. So